Imagine a country, once vibrant and full of life, now echoing with the cacophony of conflict. This is Myanmar. Myanmar, a Southeast Asian nation, once pulsated with the rhythms of diverse cultures, languages, and religions. Its streets were filled with the lively banter of marketplaces, the melodious tunes of traditional music, and the heartwarming laughter of its people. But in recent years, a stark contrast has been painted over this vibrant canvas. A military coup has introduced a jarring discord into the symphony of everyday life. The stage was set, not for a celebration of diversity, but for a conflict that would shake the very core of this nation. The people of Myanmar, known for their resilience and spirit, found themselves pitted against the very institution meant to protect them, the Myanmar army. As the military junta tightened their grip on the country, the once harmonious melody of daily life began to warble under the strain. The once bustling markets grew quieter, the music softened to a whisper, and the laughter was replaced with hushed conversations of resistance. The streets of Myanmar that once echoed with the joyous symphony of life now reverberate with the sounds of protest. The people, young and old, raise their voices in a chorus of dissent against the military regime. Their cries for freedom, justice, and democracy resonate against the backdrop of a nation in turmoil. Yet, amidst the discord, the spirit of the Burmese people remains unbroken. Their resilience echoes through the chaos, a testament to their enduring hope for a better tomorrow. Their struggle, their resistance, forms a poignant symphony that tells a tale of a nation yearning for peace and freedom. As the first notes of discord began to play, Myanmar was plunged into a tumultuous symphony of struggle and resistance. In February 2021, a military coup set the stage for a dramatic shift in Myanmar's political landscape. The air was thick with uncertainty as the military seized control, detaining political leaders and establishing a military junta. A sudden power shift that would plunge the country into a deepening crisis. This was not a peaceful transition of power. The military's grip tightened, bringing with it a wave of widespread violence. The streets of Myanmar, once bustling with life, were now the stages of brutal crackdowns on protests. The people's voices, clamoring for democracy and freedom, were met with force and intimidation. Among the chaos, the international community watched, their eyes and ears on the ground in the form of journalists. But the military junta was not welcoming of their scrutiny. Foreign journalists, like Toru Kubota, a young Japanese documentary filmmaker, found themselves detained for their work. Kubota was merely the fifth in a growing list of foreign journalists apprehended for daring to document the unfolding crisis. The junta's actions didn't stop at suppressing the press. They declared a state of emergency, a move that extended their rule indefinitely. Under the guise of strengthening the democratic system, they tightened their hold, further stifling the voices crying out for change. With the state of emergency extended, the stage was set for a prolonged conflict that would test the resilience and spirit of the Myanmar people. This was the beginning of a struggle that would see the people of Myanmar rise against the odds, fight for their rights, and continue to echo their calls for democracy in the face of adversity. In the face of oppression, Myanmar's youth chose to resist. These words echo the bold and resilient spirit of a generation that has been thrust into a struggle for freedom and democracy. Their lives, once filled with dreams and aspirations, have been sharply rerouted by the brutal military junta, yet they remain undeterred. Take Pia Phio Lin, for instance. Amidst the country's civil war and political crisis, this DJ from Yangon imagines Myanmar as a pulsating hub for electronic dance music. His beats, once meant for enjoyment, now serve as a soundtrack for resistance. His music, a symbol of defiance against the oppressive regime, resonates with the heartbeat of the nation's youth. Then there's Zaw Min. Unlike Pie, Zaw chose a path of armed struggle. He's among the many young people who picked up arms to resist the military junta's violent crackdown. Everyday life for Zaw and his peers is a far cry from the ordinary. Their classrooms have been replaced by protest sites, textbooks by manifestos, and pens by weapons. Their education and careers might have been disrupted, but they found a different kind of learning. A learning of resistance, of resilience, and of unity. This is not just about PA and Zaw. It's about countless young people in Myanmar who are navigating a shattered reality. They are resisting in their own ways, shaping a narrative that's far from what the junta would have the world believe. They are the poets writing verses of rebellion, the artists painting pictures of protest, the musicians composing symphonies of dissent. Their lives were drastically altered, yet they continue to fight, embodying the spirit of resistance that has become synonymous with Myanmar's youth. As if the turmoil wasn't enough, a new threat emerged: untraceable weapons. The rise of three-dimensional printed firearms has cast a dark shadow on the conflict in Myanmar. These aren't your regular firearms. They're products of technology, printed with ease and precision like an office document. But their impact? Far more devastating. Imagine a world where anyone with access to a three-dimensional printer could manufacture a weapon. No background checks, no traceability. That's a world we're inching closer to every day. It's not just Myanmar, though. This is a global concern, causing unease in law enforcement agencies worldwide. These guns, they're unregulated, untraceable, and alarmingly accessible. They're the perfect tools for those who operate outside the law. In Myanmar, they've added a dangerous new layer to an already complex conflict. Extremists, rebels, criminal organizations, they're all taking advantage of this technological loophole, equipping themselves with these ghost guns. This technological turn added a dangerous new element to an already volatile situation. As we step back, the echoes of Myanmar's struggle continue to resonate. The country is gripped in a tense standoff, a strained symphony playing out between the military junta and the brave hearts of Myanmar's youth. The military coup has disrupted life as they knew it, a harsh reality that thousands face every day, their dreams shattered and futures uncertain. A new generation has been thrust into the heart of the conflict, their resistance echoing through the streets of Yangon and beyond. They've chosen the path of protest and, for some, even armed resistance, all in the pursuit of freedom. The dark turn of technology has also made its mark, as 3D printed firearms become an alarming reality, a new threat that adds a sinister note to this already complex melody. Yet despite the turmoil, the spirit of Myanmar's people remains unbroken. Their resilience reverberates louder than any gunfire, a powerful testament to their indomitable will. The symphony of Myanmar continues to play, a haunting melody of defiance and resilience, a testament to a people's relentless pursuit of freedom.